In this video we're going through step by step exactly what we did to the Maven. We're going to detail every cost, it's all them hidden things that we didn't think about. Stick around to the end to find out if it was a bargain or it was a complete money pit. So before we get started, why don't you go and watch the first two videos that we've recorded about the Maven. I'll put a link to the playlist in the description below. So as you can see, the first thing that we had to do was to change the 12 volt battery. When the bike first came from auction, it wouldn't even switch on. So the first thing that we always do with EVs is to check the 12 volt battery, because that's what turns out all of the battery management system and the control systems and everything on. So we put the 12 volt battery in, and as you can see, it came to life. So that was our first expense. Let me remember how much that was. Oh yes, 12 volt battery, £28.14. So this is a picture of the handlebars and the clock area when it was at the auction. As you can see, it looks quite grubby and there's quite a bit of rust on the actual handlebars. So you can see here we go, kind of pointing it all out around the edges. So this all needed cleaning up. The bolts there on top of the forks weren't too bad, they just needed cleaning up, whereas the handlebars were kind of rusted and pitted. So I managed to get hold of a set of brand new handlebars. So we went about stripping the bike down to get these fitted. As you can see, the new handlebars against the old handlebars, it's pretty difficult in the chrome, but you can see where it was kind of rusted and it was causing blemishes and biting into it. So we had to disassemble all of the switchgear and everything off the handlebars, take it apart. While we were doing that, we also we painted the yoke and just made sure that was all okay as well. Cleaned everything up and then put it all back together again. Then that meant that the new handlebars would fit and it would look much better than it did before. So that's the new handlebars fitted and the yoke painted. And the price of the handlebars was £46.92. Here at Kinghorn Electric Vehicles, we don't just do these rescues, we also do modern EV servicing and repair, like this Nissan Leaf here that's just been in for a battery module replacement as one of them had gone faulty. We also convert classic cars to electric. This Jaguar here has been converted using the Nissan Leaf motor and 40 kilowatt hours of Nissan Leaf batteries. So if there's anything you need doing to your EV, get in touch, www.kinghornev.com. Next task was for us to sort out the kickstand and battery door sensors. So when we got the 12 volt battery connected, it still wouldn't go into gear and run, so everything was coming on and it was giving us error codes, and we found that if we wiggled the kickstand around, then it would go into gear. But then what we found was also if you open the battery box door and then didn't close it properly without kind of wiggling it around and moving it, then it would come up with an error code for the battery box door as well. So here we are, just opening the battery box door and then trying to get that to actually close it. So we spent time getting both of those sorted, adjusted and repaired. When we got the bike, we think it spent a little bit of time stood outside, whether that was at the auction whilst it was waiting to be sold, or whether it was with the previous owner if he didn't have a garage to store it in. So when we went round it, we could see signs of corrosion on things like the spokes here, but just on kind of all the bolt heads. Some of the bolts were rusted on the top, and there was kind of marks around the different casings and fixtures and stuff there. You can just see that brushed aluminium has a funny patina to it. So decided to spend a good bit of time going around all these things and cleaning everything up. And then we thought, well, whilst we're cleaning things up, there might be other stuff that needs replacing, and how do we best do that? So what we did is we found on eBay a guy who, well, it was a company, not a guy, that had broken a Maven and had a lot of the nuts and bolts and fixings and different things spare. So we decided to buy those and use those to replace any of the really rusted heads of the bolts. So it was a combination of cleaning up the existing nuts and bolts and fixings on the bike, but then also anywhere that they were corroded really badly and we had the ability to do so, we used these ones, which were off a bike that obviously had never been outside very much. It was all very clean. These spares will come with the bike, so anybody that buys it means they get all of these bits and pieces if they need them. Really, really handy just to have all of those parts to be able to refurbish it and make sure that it was as good as it possibly can be. So we put a lot of time and effort into getting it as detailed and clean as we possibly could. So you can see here, this is all that kind of tarnish on the brushed aluminium, how it looked when it came. It was just really from standing outside. So we cleaned all of that up, and this is what it looked like afterwards. So there you go, a nice before and after shot. As you can see, the chemicals in the paste and everything that we used really, really cleaned all of that up. So lots of elbow grease, lots of cleaning product, and also those replacement bolts, which were £55 and 8p. Are you helping, Pablo? So the final part of the jigsaw puzzle is to replace this seat. So this seat originally was tan, and the previous owner has dyed it. I'll show you a bit up close on here, but when he's dyed it, it means it's lost its nice little Union Jack tab, which you can see on the replacement seat that I've got. So you can see that little Union Jack tab, and you can see Maeving on the back of the seat, hopefully there as well, which this one hasn't got because it's been dyed over the top of it. So we're going to take this seat off and put this nice supple replacement used seat on to get rid of this one, which, to be honest with you, because it's been dyed, it seems to have gone a bit stiff and plasticky. So let's get that job done. Are you helping? Woo! There's the old one off. You see it's all shiny, not like the other one, which is all nice and supple, as it should be. I like these things. This is the thing you're going to spend your time touching most, along with the handlebar grips. They're all okay. So let's make this nice and smooth for your bum. So there, actually, I'll try and swing it around, because otherwise if you're watching this on TV, that'll get you all discombobulated, and I'm getting me tripod in the way. So there, just them 4 bolts hold that on. Actually, I'll get that. There's a little bit of residual water in there. We'll go and get a cloth and get rid of that. The banging in the background is our BMW i3 getting refurbished. So if you fancy seeing that, then make sure that you like and subscribe and all that good stuff, and then you'll get told when the video of the BMW i3 Mega Miler, I think it's got 166,000 miles on it, that'll be coming up in the next few videos. Pablo, what do you think? What's this? Look. So Pablo, our dog's here, helping me, making sure that everything is going okay. Pablo, is this all right? Is this on properly? Hey, are you too busy watching the BMW? Are you more of a BMW guy than you are a Maeving guy, are you? Ah. So whoever buys the bike will get all of the things that we've taken off it, obviously. So you'll get a spare seat, you'll get a lot of spare nuts and bolts and fixings and brackets and things that we got in that pack of used bolts that we got for it. And what else did we replace on it? Oh, handlebars, so you can have the pitted handlebars in case you ever need them. But these ones are much better, the ones that are on now. All done. Look at that. Lovely saddle. In fact, let's take you off the tripod and let you see. So you can see, nice Maeving logo, and all nicely fitted and cleaned around it, and all sitting nicely in a much nicer soft finish than this one, which was a bit, you can see kind of the tan line coming back through there, and you can see it underneath where it was tan. The price for that replacement seat came in at £133 and 64p. The finishing piece was to get the wording around the ignition switch restored. Originally we were going to do this in vinyl decals. I took it to our vinyl place and they actually hand painted in the ignition wording around it. So the price for that to be done was £48. Let's recap all of the prices. So we've got the 12-volt battery, handlebars, replacement bolts, replacement seat, and the ignition switch refurbishment came to £311.78. Unlike some other restoration programs, we're going to add in the labour, so don't worry, that'll come soon. So let's break down the full costs of everything, including the labour and purchase price of what the actual bike cost us. So as everybody knows from the first video, we paid £600 in auction for the motorbike. Then on top of that was the fees, which are £316.80. That added a little bit to the pot just to be able to buy it. Parts total was £311.78, all the stuff that we've just been through and detailed and getting it clean and getting it really nice. Labour was 19.5 hours, which totals £1,170 at a discounted rate of £60 plus VAT per hour. So in total, the cost for the whole bike was £2,398.58. Looking at the market, some bikes are kind of up for £3,500, some for £2,000, some for £2,500. So we've actually got the bike on the market at the moment for £2,500. I'll leave a link for the for sale page on our website in the description below. If it's something that's of interest to you, why don't get in touch and see if we can do a deal. I'll do a video to complete all of this once we've actually sold it and detail exactly what we got for the bike as against what it cost us and whether it was worthwhile doing it. I've loved riding it around. It's a great thing to enjoy on a nice day, and it's time for it to go and find somebody else as its new owner. So thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, all those good things, and keep charging ahead.